Thank you for including us in Prudential's request for proposal. My name is Cecilia Iñiguez, and I will be reviewing with you our recommendations for the implementation of Prudential's wide area network. As you well know, Prudential has their hands in quite a few industries, which include life insurance, retirement planning, workplace benefits, investments, real estate, and many more. This tells us that it is imperative that your network be scalable for future growth and that the information stored in your network be maintained secure at all times due to the high volume of sensitive personal information that you handle on a daily basis. These are the goals that we hope to attain with the design of the network we are proposing. In order to provide scalability for your network in the future, we will be dividing your current /8 network into 5/16 subnetworks, and these subnetworks will be further subdivided into /24 networks. This will ensure that you have enough IP addresses available as you continue to grow. As you can tell from the design of your Chicago, Illinois branch, we have divided your network into 3 subnetworks: a tech support network, a training network, and a main distribution facility in the basement of your organization. Each of your branches will essentially be laid out in a similar way, with the distribution facility containing your main server and main switch, with some deviations that I will point out as we go along. As you can see from the diagram, the switch in the main distribution facility will connect the host from each of your subnetworks via the switches within the subnetwork to the router that will eventually provide them with connectivity to your branches and the internet. You may be asking yourself, why have 3 switches instead of just one providing connectivity to all your workstations? The reason for this is performance and security. The switch within each subnetwork acts as a boundary for the subnetwork. Therefore, any broadcasts that go out will be maintained within the subnetwork instead of going out to everyone on the entire network. This will improve performance because workstations will not have to process broadcasts that are not intended for them. Security will also be enhanced because only authorized personnel will have access to resources within that subnetwork. Even though the subnetworks will be able to communicate amongst themselves, they will not be able to access the resources of the other subnetwork without authorization. The main switch in the main distribution facility acts as a boundary between the subnetworks and the router. This adds a layer of security because it makes it harder for someone to view information regarding your internal node. In order to view sensitive information, a hacker would have to go through your router, then the main distribution facility switch, and finally through the switch within the subnetwork. This may not eliminate the threat of being hacked completely, but it will slow down the hacker so that your IT personnel can detect that someone is trying to get unauthorized access to your system and implement additional measures to stop them. In your Dallas, Texas branch, as you can see, we added additional routers to the layout. Not only does the shipping and warehouse subnetwork contain a switch to minimize broadcasting, but a router has been added to further enhance security. Any hacker trying to access your information will have an added layer that they would need to go through in order to gain access to your system. One recommendation that I would like to make in this branch is for you to implement IPsec in tunnel mode between your FedEx printer and your tech support department in your Chicago branch. This implementation will ensure that any data transmitted to and from your Chicago branch remains encrypted while it travels through the internet, further securing your information. Due to the size of your Shelton, Connecticut office, a virtual local area network should be implemented in order to reduce costs, increase security, and segment broadcasting domains. Since less hardware such as servers and routers will be needed, costs will be reduced. The implementation of a virtual local area network will not affect security in any way because only authorized personnel will continue to receive access to authorized resources. In your Atlanta, Georgia office, we also recommend that a virtual local area network be implemented, with the accounting server set up as a DHCP server to issue IP addresses to the host in the accounting department. One main difference in this office is that your human resources department will be set up with a wireless access point to limit access from outside the network, further securing the sensitive information housed in your human resources department. Last but not least is your headquarters in Newark, New Jersey. Since this location houses the servers that will be accessed from your other locations, we have put them in the main distribution facility where they will remain under lock and key with access only to authorized IT personnel. This will be true for all the main and intermediate distribution facilities at each of your locations. Since the majority of your business is in the insurance industry, I have taken the liberty of naming your servers after the different lines of coverage that you offer your clients. Therefore, you have the life server, your LTD server for long-term disability, your STD server for short-term disability, and your AD&D server for accidental death and dismemberment. Once the implementation of each of your branches is complete, they will all be connected so that they can communicate with each other and with headquarters. Thank you very much for your time, and we hope to hear from you soon in regards to your decision.